Hi everybody, Russell West Ham Network. Hope you're all safe and well. If not, bloody cold. Jeez Louise, it's cold. I've even put a jumper on, although I have just had my head shaved. Probably not the best time, but this time next week, I'll be on the plane. 27 degrees in Orlando at the moment. Yeah, sorry to make you jealous. Anyway. I present to you today the Hammers headlines in association with the KUMB.com, boys. It's Thursday. No football again. What is going on? At lunchtime today, I did a little sort of opinion piece about the academy, and we had little clips from an interview I listened to from Potsy and Robbo and Kevin Keane and Kenny Brown, the academy manager, and it was really, really interesting. And we've heard some nice interviews from Divine, and also a little bit of a chat about Forson as well. Yeah, it's a bit different. Let me know what you think about it. But anyway, the Hammers headlines, back to what we know. 3 transfer rumour stories. And then we'll start with this guy, who is all too familiar to West Ham fans, particularly last year, as he plays for Eintracht Frankfurt. So apparently Dibril So is a January transfer January transfer target for us after his performances with Switzerland at the World Cup, according to Sport 1. The midfielder started all 4 of these nations games before they were knocked out by Portugal on Tuesday, and he's openly aiming for England. There we go. West Ham fans have been more familiar with him because he plays for Eintracht Frankfurt. He and Eintracht Frankfurt don't want to lose him in the summer, but a bid of around €30 million, £25.6 million at the time of reading, or higher for the 25-year-old is believed to make them enough to consider getting rid of him, basically. Us and Aston Villa are apparently looking at him. A summer move possibly more likely, since his deal expires in 2024, and Frankfurt obviously don't want to lose him on a free. So, you get him in January, you're paying top dollar. In the summer, you might be paying him a little bit less because he's only got a year left of his contract. The club's sporting director has confirmed to the Sport 1 news outlet that interest had ramped up from the player, who also Nottingham Forest, surprise, made an offer for him in the summer. He said, in my opinion, the Premier League is the league with the highest attractiveness. The best players compete there. I've always dreamt of playing in the Premier League. So he's sure to be available in the near future, but the interest in his services is bound to get higher at the end of the season. So a head-to-head battle with Villa in January might be our best chance to land him. He's made 24 appearances this season, including playing the full 90 minutes in all of Eintracht Frankfurt's 6 Champions League games. And he was central to Switzerland qualifying behind Brazil, only on goal difference from Group G in Qatar. So, could he be filling a Declan Rice-shaped hole? Just saying it. Or could he be partnering? Could he be a partner for Declan Rice in that midfield? We know too well what a good player he is. He broke our hearts when he was playing for Eintracht Frankfurt last year in the semi-finals. Also, I saw we were tentatively linked with Kameda, again the Japanese midfielder who again broke our hearts last season as well. So we didn't get Kostic though, did he? He went to Juventus, but then the whole board left. So well done for him for that move. Let's talk about another player we've been linked with. Apparently, we're looking to sign Matheus Cunha. I've got to say that carefully, innit? Otherwise, I'll be demonetised. Cunha. But they look set to potentially miss out to Wolves, who are also closing in a deal on the striker. Mundo Deportivo report that West Ham have been tracking the Atletico Madrid attacker very closely. Apparently, Villa and Man United are also named as being in the race to sign him, but it currently looks like Wolves could be on the verge of signing him, leaving West Ham to miss out. 90 Minutes claims that Cunha wants to play for Lopetegui. the Wolves' new manager, with a loan with an option to buy, now looking potentially the most attractive. 23-year-old has started only 2 games for Atletico Madrid this season, and didn't start any of the Champions League games, hasn't managed a league goal this season, and Atletico now seem ready to let him leave for a move to the Premier League. West Ham are seemingly lurking in the race, but could pounce if anything goes wrong with the move to Moyes. Lopetegui's men are attempting a potential double deal with Atletico Madrid with his Atletico teammate Felipe, which certainly complicates any deal for them. So it will be all plain sailing if it's a double deal. Previously to Atletico Madrid, Matheus, I'll pronounce his surname just in case, was a real talent at RB Leipzig and Hertha Berlin. And obviously, all those clubs are looking at maybe him returning back to his best, where his career was somewhat faltered at Atletico Madrid. We do know he's a quality player. And obviously, with a lacklustre strike force at the moment, and reports today, I think it was in the Sun, Jack Rossier reported that we are looking to sign a striker, if not 2 strikers potentially in January. So he could be a good choice of a loan on a loan deal potentially. Who knows? Another Brazilian, which looks like he's signing very imminently, is obviously the Brazilian central defender, 20-year-old from Sao Paulo, Luizao. Ex-WHU employee has revealed that we now expect to complete the transfer this winter. He was heavily linked with us over the past month or so. Actually, I think he was heavily linked with us in the summer as well. And X recently stated that the club had already held talks with him. It was reported back when it was originally sort of rumoured that there was an issue because Luizao wanted basically Sao Paulo to get something for his services rather than leave on a free, but his contract runs out at the end of January anyway, so there was a fee potentially. By the sounds of it, that's not going to happen. West Ham wanted to avoid having to pay compensation if they were landing on a free transfer anyway, with his deal set to expire at the end of January. But in apparently the latest development in the situation, it sounds as though the 2 teams have seemingly come to an agreement that suits all parties. And Luizao is expected to become a hammer. It seems the compensation, they obviously don't want to pay any compensation, fair play. I mean, at the end of the day, why'd you pay something when you can get him for nothing in a few weeks' time? But apparently, when he gets his second bit of paper, trying to be all subtle about it, but it doesn't work. Apparently, it's an agreement on future transfer fees instead of us paying a fee up front. So, I don't know what it is, 15, 20% of a future transfer fee. It appears to still be decided by compensation, is waiting on a decision of a work permit as well. So we'll see what happens. But we know that Rob Newman has been spending a lot of time in Brazil, sort of setting up partnerships with the likes of Sao Paulo, Flamengo, teams like that. And also, as I said yesterday, Grant Holt's been in Italy looking at the likes of Jakub Kiwior before the World Cup started and stuff like that. So, and obviously with Doherty joining from Celtic, it does seem to be this sort of conveyor belt. Luizao, 20 years old, Brazilian. He's looks a good player. Obviously on YouTube, looks a good player, but they all look good on YouTube. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. Obviously, we had the news yesterday about Naya Figueiredo, or day before yesterday about Naya Figueiredo. We saw the video of him dancing. Indications are it's a light thigh tear, which is a 1 to 3 week potential layoff. The concern, I think, with us is we don't, obviously, because Morocco is very much still in the World Cup, we don't want them to necessarily be playing him and it gets even worse. So we'll see. But someone like Luizao, he could come in and act as cover. The saga with Craig Dawson will be interesting to see what happens. The hokey cokey, is he leaving, isn't he leaving? I think that's dependent on really the time frame for Zuma's return into full fitness, and also Aged as well potentially. But with Luizao coming in, that might be one more reason not one more reason, but one more possibility that Dawson could move back up north for his family. But also we saw Bonner, wasn't it? Bonner as well. It's a few Italian clubs were after him as well. Maybe spoke about Milenkovic yesterday. Oh, who knows? Who knows what's going on? No one does. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Take care. Stay safe. Stay warm. God, put another jumper on. Put that electric blanket on if you can afford it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.